Today, I'm going to tell you how to do more damage in Hypixel Skyblock. I'm going to make this guide as comprehensive as possible. I'm going to break each part of doing more damage into its own section of the video, and I'm going to just try to make this as straightforward as I possibly can. Yes, I can already predict the comments for this video. Doesn't even do 400,000 damage, bald. So we're going to throw this out here right now as a disclaimer. You may find this common knowledge, but I've been asked to do this many times, and other people might not, so I'm doing it. I'm in the top 0.2% of players in terms of combat level, so chances are I do more damage than most of the people watching this video. And yes, you might do more damage than I do. That does not mean you need to leave a comment letting me know that you do that. I don't really care. Actually, leave a comment if you want, it'll boost the video with the algorithm. And then finally, so if you do end up enjoying this video, hit that subscribe button down below. There's a very good chance you'll end up enjoying my other videos as well. So with that out of the way, let's get into this. Yeah, so basically I've been getting a lot of comments lately on how I do so much damage. I personally didn't think I was doing that much damage. After dealing almost 500,000 to zombies in one hit, and various other videos where I did almost 300,000 in 3/4 Shadow Assassin, people have been asking me more. So today I'm going to make the most comprehensive guide I possibly can to doing more damage. What factors into your damage can largely be broken down into 5 categories. You have weapon, armor, talisman, combat level, and pets. So I'll go over armor first, just because it's the easiest. Basically, there are a lot of sets that do a good job in terms of maximizing your damage output. Of course, we're talking about melee damage here. I'd say the 3 best are going to be Necron, Shadow Assassin, and Frozen Blaze. Of course, there are others. Superior is also a good choice. And then things like Skeleton Lord and other sets that are less widely used but do the same amount of damage. However, these 3 sets, Necron, Frozen Blaze, and Shadow Assassin, are going to be the best. With the first 2 there, Necron and Shadow Assassin, being the meta for left-click damage. Of course, you can then swap out the helmet of either of these sets with the Tarantula helmet, but I don't see a big enough damage increase when I do this to actually make it worth it, you know, sacrificing EHP and full set bonuses. Yeah, also the 3/4 of any set is going to do less damage than the full set itself. I do highly recommend getting the entire set. Of course, there are other sets that give you strength, for example, Strong Dragon and Zombie Knight. But as we can see, Strong Dragon does 100,000 less damage than Necron. Zombie Knight outdamages Strong Dragon by a very small amount, but it's way cheaper and your EHP is going to be way higher. For damage, you're going to want to put the Ancient Reforge on your armor. Nothing else really comes close in terms of damage. This is hands down the best Reforge for melee damage. The next area of doing more damage is Talismans. You want to get as many Talismans as possible, and you want to get them as high level as possible. But the Reforges are what matters the most. Basically, what I have found that works in a more well-rounded damage build, not a crit damage build or strength, is going with Strong on your legendary Talismans. This gives you a lot of strength and crit damage, and then it also gives you defense. Survivability is always nice. And then on every talisman lower than legendary, you should put shaded on. However, you'll notice that mine are all on superior, and that's because Hypixel is completely broken right now. I have a dark orb. If we put the accessory bag in here and then the dark orb in here, of course, nothing happens because for some reason the bits update broke reforging and they just haven't fixed it. So thank you, Hypixel. I would love to do more damage, but that's just not going to happen. If we take the accessory bag out, we can reforge each individual talisman alone, but I'm not trying to spend 50 million coins on dark orbs. So in the meantime, while it is impossible to actually put shaded on all talismans at once, through my own testing, I would recommend getting superior on all talismans under epic, and then epic talismans and above put strong on. This is because strength is weighted more heavily than crit damage, and superior has a nice blend of both while prioritizing strength. And Hypixel, please fix reforging. To show how important talismans are, if we look at Ancient Necron armor, I have 260 strength, 228 crit damage. If we look at my talisman bag, I have 250 strength, 192 crit damage. This would be way higher, but reforging is broken. So basically, my talismans are giving me a second Ancient Necron set. So yeah, talismans are incredibly important. So the next part in doing more damage is going to be the weapon you use. So in terms of doing damage, different weapons are going to do different things. In this video, I'm pretty much talking about single target damage. But if you're going for DPS, damage per second, or like room clearing damage, then different weapons are going to do better. So when it comes to doing damage with melee weapons, the actual damage of the weapon is going to matter the most. Then strength and crit damage. That is why That is why we can do a damage comparison here. Yes, the Shadow Fury is borderline maxed and the Flower of Truth is not, but with the Flower of Truth we only do 230,000 damage. With the Shadow Fury we do 321,000 damage. Granted, the enchantments on my Shadow Fury are slightly better than the Flower of Truth. Even if I sword swap from the Shadow Fury to get that strength, I only do 268,000 damage, which is still 60,000 damage below the Shadow Fury. That is because the damage stat matters more than strength. The Flower of Truth is still a great weapon for room clearing and then also for tanking when you're using a Baby Yeti. But if you're going for damage in a single hit, then the Shadow Fury, Giant Sword, or like Scylla if you can afford it, is going to be the best. Although I'm pretty sure a one-for-all Giant Sword blows them all out of the water. Also, enchantment-wise, if you're wanting to do damage in a single hit, not DPS, I would recommend getting Prosecute and First Strike. These are going to maximize your damage when the target is at full health. Wow, okay. But again, not covering DPS because that brings into effect Ferocity, attack speed, all stuff like that. So yeah, if you're looking to do damage on a single hit, Flower of Truth is not the weapon for the job. So, second to last thing is going to be pets. For pets, there are really two best options out there, and that's going to be the Ender Dragon and the Legendary Griffin. Now, pets can boost your damage by a lot. As you can see, without the Griffin equipped, I do 244,000, and even less with the Flower of Truth. But the Griffin alone boosts my damage by 80,000. And that's because of its final perk, King of Kings. Right now, I gain 13.9% strength. That's taken from your total strength when above 85% health, which is always. And then on top of that, 46 crit damage. I have 53 strength because I have a Spooky Cupcake on, giving me strength and speed. The Spooky Cupcake on the Griffin, at least, gives more strength than Antique Remedies. But yes, other people like to recommend the Wither Skeleton pet for damage, but both the strength and crit damage is lower, so if you're trying to attack a single target, it's gonna do less damage. Way less damage, actually. I think both of these are around half of what they are on the Griffin. So yeah, DPS, the Wither Skeleton is good, but DPS doesn't matter when you one-shot everything anyway. So yeah, the final, and possibly most important factor in doing more damage is your skills, more specifically your combat level. Foraging is helpful, it gives you strength. See, each foraging level gives 1 or 2 strength. But your combat level is going to be what really does it. By the time you're combat 25, you're already dealing double the damage of a new player who is using the exact same gear as you. I currently am combat 37, which means I do 148% more damage on every single hit I do. Dealing 100% more damage is doubling damage, so dealing 148 is like almost double and a half damage. So yeah, that is my guide to doing more damage. If you liked, hit like, smash subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace.